So I wanted to take a second and look at the Litecoin. And this is a 6-hour chart. And as you can see here, Litecoin, it's starting slowly to develop an uptrend. Ever since we hit the lows down here in December 7th to December 14th, in what we call a final Z wave from a WXYXZ correction in Elliot wave, we've been slowly trending up ever since then. And what I wanted to show is just how these waves develop and what the movement has been so far into the Litecoin. And this is my first video, so just forgive me if I make mistakes or if I'm a little uncomfortable here, but just kind of bear with me and I'll be able to show you what I'm thinking. And if I make more videos, you should get a little bit better. So as you can see from these lows, we can count a 5-wave move up in a wave 1, right? You've got a wave 1, 2, you go up in a wave 3, which is some kind of an expanding diagonal. You come back in 4, and then you go back in a final 5, so that completes a wave 1. After this is complete, you should have a wave 2, which is supposed to have a 3-wave pullback, an ABC or a WXY. So in this case, we have an ABC correction into wave 2. And you can clearly see this is a what we call a running flat, where wave A from wave 2 kind of drops to about 50% of wave 1. And then wave B goes higher above wave 1. And then it pulls back, but it doesn't take the low from wave A. And this way you have wave C. If this wave C would come lower than wave A, that would be an expanded flat. This is called a running flat. A regular flat, wave B, would not pass the height of wave 1, or it would just be very close to it, usually between 80 and 90%. So we have a running flat in wave 2, and you can decompose these waves into so wave A has a 3-wave move, because a running flat is a 3, 3, 5, and pretty much any flat. So wave A has a 3-wave move, and we can decompose it here. If I go A, decompose as a correction, you will see the software will give me ABC. Then I go back in B, which is another 3 move, which is an A, B, C. And you can see clearly in here we have another flat, and goes up in B, and this is a 5-wave move, right? This C leg of the B wave, it's a 5-wave move. And then we clearly come back in wave C into a 5-wave pattern. 1, small 2, 3, a larger 4, and a 5th wave to complete C of larger 2. All right, so this is unlike when you have 1, 2. Now, after the completion of wave 2, you are expecting a stronger move up side into wave 3. And if you can see here, I kind of try to, because this is obviously still an ongoing wave, wave 3 usually comes to about, excuse me a second, let me see what's the ratio analysis of wave 3 versus 1. So we have a 423% distance traveled in wave, but this is starting from wave 1 to the wave 3. So it's a little bit aggressive, but it's very possible. So you go 1, you have a 5-wave move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is like a leading diagonal. Then we have a 3-wave move in 2. And then we start our strong 3-wave up. And within this wave 3, green, we can decompose this into another 5-wave move. So from that 5-wave move in orange, we have wave 1 first, which is right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a zigzag into wave 2, and then we go up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We complete wave 3 orange, and we pull back in wave 4 orange, A, B, C, and this is where we are right now in price action. So what I'm expecting is another move up from this wave 4 all the way up to wave 5 to complete 5 and a larger degree 3. So let me drop down to a 3-hour chart. And the reason, and I want to take a look inside this green wave 3 right here and what's going on. So you can see that I've marked the correction, and in Elliott waves, wave 2 and wave 4 tend to be very similar most of the time. This is crypto and it can be a little wacky, but markets should try to respect this kind of wave efficiency, right? So you go in wave 1, you have a wave 2, now we are wave 3, and we're coming back in 4, and we should have also a pullback here. So I don't know if wave 4 is over yet, but you have wave C, which is still unfolding, and wave A is complete, wave B is complete, and I'm waiting for wave C to be over. And this kind of comes nicely down to this trend line from this parallel channel that we put down from the bottom of wave 2 going up. So I'm going to go up and go even lower to a 1-hour chart and see how this wave 4 looks inside this big box here, right? So we completed 3, 5, and now we are in this pullback. So you can see that 5. You can see that you have, almost a zigzag complete. So you have. It's not very common for a zigzag to be in a wave 4, but if that's what the market wants to do, that's what it is. So we're going to go in wave A, and we can decompose this as a 5-wave move. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we completed 5. We have a nice 3-wave pullback in B, and I'm going to try to decompose this as well. If I could only hit this here as a correction. So you have an ABC up, and now we're waiting for this C wave to be complete. And usually in a zigzag, what you have is this wave A usually is almost there's 100% of wave C. Basically, what I'm trying to say is wave C has to be equal with wave A, and 100% of that comes over at about 39.20 in Litecoin. So there should be a little bit more room to go to the downside. So you have, and we're going to have to find 5 waves in here as well. That's why I think this move is not done yet. We can have 1, 2, 3, small wave 4, and then push back into wave 5 to complete C, which will be close to this trend line, and then we should be able to move up higher. And then I will go back to a 6-hour chart, and that's how that looks coming down from the trend line. So now inside is wave 5. We should have another 5-wave move up to complete 3, then a 4, then go up again in 5, then a larger correction for an ABC coming down. Now, this wave 4 might not be over, so we have to be very careful watching this C pullback because it might extend a little bit more, maybe morph into a more complex correction, and I can take a look at that later. But basically, this is what I see so far into Litecoin.